Hello, my beautiful Leos. Happy Saturday. We are working with the Archangel cards today. Archangels of love, please touch my heart with peace and serenity. Show me how I can do my part to spread your light joyfully. Okay. Leos, let's get started. Your first two cards are Archangel Mariel and Archangel Jophael. Manifest for the highest good. Work with pure love. Act with wisdom. Use information for the highest good. So, some of you are working on something positive in March, something beautiful. It seems new and beautiful. So, you're working with the energy of love. And love is the most powerful magic in the universe, really. Um, and I forget exactly where I heard that from. I think I heard it from some sort of movie. Could have been a kids' movie. And you are acting with wisdom and using information for the highest good, Archangel Jophael. So, whatever you're learning about love, you're using it for the highest good. Um, so, for example, if you learn certain things about yourself in March, you're letting other people know about those things and how you learned them. I've been learning about soul fragments, is one thing I've been learning about. And I never really knew about soul fragments. I just knew that sometimes people hurt me and then I didn't really feel the same afterwards. And when you are missing certain soul fragments, you don't really feel whole and you go around searching for somebody to make you whole. And they can't make you whole. You're the one that has to find your missing soul fragments. Okay. So that's one thing I have learned recently. Now, with Archangel Mariel, you are manifesting for the highest good, work with pure love. Um, this is very beautiful energy, Leo, because a lot of people they come into cards and tarot and some of them, I'm not saying Wicca is bad, but some of them get into these spells and rituals and stuff and try to make people love them. And that is interfering with free will. And over time they learn to stop doing that, okay? But it's almost like in March, you're not doing any of that. You're not doing any sort of spells that follow a specific formula or anything. You're just manifesting for the highest good. You're working with pure love, universal love, right? So you have chosen a power card today, suggesting you are ready to use your power of manifestation wisely. If you do this with integrity, Archangel Mariel will support you. First, you are invited to step into the magenta flame. And I don't really okay, there's some sort of magenta light above there. Of divine feminine love to attune your soul star chakra to its highest and purest light. Then create a picture as clearly as possible within your navel or your third eye chakra. Raise it with concentration, focus, and pure intention to your soul star chakra. Hold it here for a moment before you beam it out masterfully into the unmanifest realms. It will attract and draw in all the high frequency energies you need to bring into your physical reality. When you're in total alignment with your higher self, you can create wonderful things for the world. Okay. So, working on chakras in March, there is more than just seven chakras. I think there's like over 100 something chakras. There is so much to learn and study when it comes to the spiritual realm. So, you're going to be learning a lot, but it says you need to use information for the highest good. So if you learn certain things, don't use those things to talk down to people with or to put people down or, use the information you learn for the highest good to help people, right? So this is the card of wisdom. Wisdom means gathering available information and applying it for the highest good. You're being guided to use yours carefully today in a situation or a relationship or to help others. Call on Archangel Jophiel and he will help you raise your frequency so you can act or advise from a wise perspective. You are in a position to impart helpful or sacred knowledge. You are also being guided to send Archangel Jophiel's angels to situations where they are needed and to receive light codes to accelerate your own ascension. So you are ascending, okay? And you're manifesting for the highest good. As long as you keep manifesting for the highest good, I think you're going to keep ascending. And a lot of people, they look at stuff like this and they make it too complicated. I used to make it too complicated. And they're like, I got to learn this, I got to learn that, I got to read this, I got to read that, and I got to learn all of this stuff in a short amount of time. No, you don't. Okay. It all starts with your thoughts. You have to start thinking positively. So my stomach is not hurting, but say if it was hurting right now, I could focus on something positive, like, well, at least I have some clean water. And that's something little to focus on, but over time, I'm happy with it. So, and my happiness gives other people permission to be happy. So, that's very interesting. You also have Archangel Gabriel, shimmer with diamond light, express your creativity. And Lady Gaia, your challenges are lessons. You are loved and welcome on earth. So some of you may not feel loved at this time. And in March, you're realizing that it's not that you're not loved, you are loved. It's just that your challenges were lessons, okay? And I don't know what the lesson was, only you do. For some people, that lesson is not to stay in a situation for too long. For others, the lesson is to love themselves. There are so many different lessons that we came here to learn. And I don't understand why we come here, because this is what confuses me about spiritual matters. If we were in heaven before we came down here, we knew everything. I mean, being up in heaven with God and knowing everything and being at peace. I don't understand why we came down here unless we felt bored. And I really don't. I just don't understand. I'm kind of confused on that matter. But yes, Archangel Gabriel, shimmer with diamond light, express your creativity. People love you because you're creative and because you have so many gifts, Leo. And I think the problem is that sometimes people, they don't. It kind of reminds me of a phrase, you need to learn how to set your limits if you're a giver, because the takers have no limits. So you have all these wonderful gifts, but if you don't set limits on them, people will just take and take and take, okay? So you need to set limits on your gifts. And I don't mean limits as in what you learn. I mean limits as in what you do for people. You need a break sometimes too. So you are seeking clarity about a person or situation. Sit quietly and ask Archangel Gabriel for guidance. Okay, visualize his vast, shimmering cosmic diamond being placed right over your energy fields to hold you in the highest light. As this happens, know that old ideas and outmoded viewpoints are being released and that your frequency is rising. This will enable you to see everything from an enlightened perspective. Archangel Gabriel will also support you in writing, art, or any other form of creative expression. So, some of you, when it comes to thinking positively, you are also writing positively in March. And with writing positively, Archangel Gabriel could be helping you. And that is something, me personally, I'm learning how to do in March. I keep a journal, but my journal is usually full of negative entries and things like complaints. And I was just bringing myself down. And I've gotten to where when I write in my journal, I write down positive things. I don't write down I'm thankful for over and over again because that would get monotonous. But I write down good things that happened that day. And so I'm really focused on those good things. And I've been doing a lot of work on myself, and I'm surprised that the last thing I chose to work on was positive thinking and positive thoughts. I worked on everything else except for the inside. And the inside is probably the most important part. So, this is a time for joy, wisdom, and a new trust in the universe. So demonstrate these qualities today. So you've got to find a safe space, okay, in March. Um, if you have trouble trusting in the universe, find a space where you always feel safe, whether it's a gated community like a good neighborhood, or a forest, or a botanical garden, or I don't know how to describe it, because I'm sure there are other places besides botanical gardens that have a lot of beautiful flowers, but you need to find a place where you can feel safe and where you can trust the universe and build your confidence in the universe and in your abilities, okay? And by your abilities, I mean your abilities to manifest beautiful things into your life, okay? So you also have Lady Gaia. I don't know if her name is pronounced Gaia or Gaia, but your challenges are lessons. You are loved and welcome on Earth. Okay? So if you don't feel like you're accepted, Leo, you are accepted. Now, some of you, when you hear this message, you're like, no, I'm not accepted. I have a group of people that don't like me. And that's not what I'm talking about. Okay? If people don't like you, that's their problem, right? That's not your problem. That's their problem. But you are welcome on Earth because you have angels that believe that you should be on Earth. So, Earth is a unique mystery school where your lessons are brought to you as experiences. So, Earth is not, you sitting at a desk and you writing down things. You learn things by experience on Earth, okay, Leo? You agreed to incarnate now when there are great but testing opportunities for accelerated ascension. So, everything is moving really fast. So, your guidance is to examine a challenge that is currently being presented to you. Is this a repeat test? Is this a pattern you need to explore? Are you being called to be strong or to detach yourself, to forgive or be generous, or to act in some other way? Resolve to do what you need to do. Once you have passed the test, that person or situation will not return. Within you is a magnificent spiritual diamond that gets brighter as you polish it through learning your lessons. When you master them, pure white light radiates from you. This card calls on you to stand in your power and help to nurture our unique planet. Okay? So it's talking about nature, which kind of reminds me of Scorpio's reading. So, Archangel Gabriel and Lady Gaia basically talk about you examining a certain situation in your life and seeing it for what it really was. And it kind of reminds me of some lessons I've had to learn over the years. And it also reminds me of a story in the Bible with Jesus, okay? Because Jesus loved to cast out demons, but Jesus told a story about a man who had one demon. And when that one demon was cast out and his mind was clear, um, that one demon that was cast out got some friends and came back. And then the guy had 7 demons in his head. Okay. So, this is what happens when we do not replace emptiness. If you quit smoking and then you started drinking, it's because you didn't replace your smoking habit with something else, like taking walks. You cannot get rid of something and not replace it with something good. Otherwise, something bad may come back again. Okay. And this happens a lot in relationships too, Leo. It's really not good to go around dating talking about the past. And a lot of people do this. A lot of people will meet somebody new and they'll say, "Oh, yeah, my ex was a jerk and they did this to me and they did that to me." And when you're talking that way, it's not good because you're attracting low vibes, negative energies, and you're basically telling someone that you barely even know just how much they could potentially get away with. So when we let go of somebody, we need to replace that negative energy with positive energy so they don't come back, okay? So we can't dwell in the negative energy, okay? You also have Archangel Gerziza, create a solid spiritual foundation, be in service to the planet. Again, talking about the earth, like Archangel Gaia. And Archangel Christille, connect with unicorns, receive the white ascension flame. I've seen pictures of unicorns before, but it's not like I've seen a picture of a unicorn that was very magical. I've seen pictures of ordinary animals that people have called unicorns. And I don't really know what's so special about unicorns. I don't know much about unicorns. I remember when I was younger, one of my favorite movies was The Last Unicorn. I really loved that movie. And I like the movie because the unicorn, she went through so much. She had a lot of people that wanted to use her and hurt her, and they had their own agendas. And, in the end, she made it out alive. And I forget who sang the song for that last part of the movie, but you can see her walking down the trail, and it said, "I'm alive. I'm alive." And it was beautiful because she overcame everything that had tried to keep her down. So that's what I think of when I think of unicorns. And you're ascending, but I don't know how fast you're ascending because I don't know what kind of spiritual work you're doing. I only know what kind of spiritual work I do on myself. With Archangel Gerziza, we have receiving this card suggests you're ready to move forward on your ascension path. So you're ready to keep ascending, okay? Or you're ready to ascend if you haven't started doing it yet. It reminds you to strengthen your Earth Star chakra by walking, spiritual reading, meditation, chanting, or your own particular spiritual discipline. Ask Archangel Gerziza to help you sink roots deep into hollow earth so that you can access wisdom and knowledge. This is also the card of universal service. Archangel Gerziza is calling you to assist the planet by sending your light down the Lee lines or around the new ninth dimensional cosmic grid. To do this, visualize yourself as a column of light, then draw cosmic energy down through yourself into hollow earth. See it spreading through Earth's fifth dimensional Lee line grid, and then out through Stonehenge to light up the cosmic grid. I've heard of Stonehenge, but I don't really know much about Stonehenge. But if you didn't understand all that spiritual language, it's basically saying to imagine yourself as a beam of light and your light going down into the earth and going, around the cosmic grid and through Stonehenge and all those places, okay? You also get to connect with the unicorns, receive the white ascension flame. The unicorns are what is going to help you ascend, Leo. Um, unicorns remind me of other types of animals because there are a lot of animals in the world that have been killed for their horns, or, poachers have abused them or killed them. It is a miracle to be as unique as you are, Leo, and to survive. To survive somebody trying to kill you or trying to hurt you. Because people see your worth, they know your worth, and not everyone can handle seeing you ascend. Not everyone can handle your bright light. Sometimes your bright light is too much for people. It reminds me of what another card reader said about, the sun, and some people like the sun and some people don't, and some people hate the sun, but we all need the sun. So you are fully connected to Archangel Christael, and your causal chakra is open and active. It is now a gateway to the angelic realms, so you can communicate with masters, unicorns, and angelic beings. Unicorns, known as the purest of the pure, will be able to access Earth through you and help you seek soul satisfaction and accelerate your ascension pathway. You can also ask Archangel Christiel to take you to meet the masters of the Great White Brotherhood at their etheric retreat accessed through the Great Temple in Tibet. Here you can receive the pure white ascension flame that enables you to remain aligned to Christ consciousness, okay? Christ consciousness. Now, some of you don't believe in Christ or Jesus. I'm not pushing Jesus on anyone. I don't do that. I don't try to push my religion or my beliefs on anyone. I've had a few instances where I tried to. I was writing something down and then I threw away what I was writing down. But normally I stay to myself. You need to connect to a solid spiritual foundation in March and to be in service to the planet, okay? But first, you have to create that solid spiritual foundation. And one way to create a solid spiritual foundation is to be in a situation where you have to talk to God. You have to rely on God, because a lot of people just won't do it. A lot of people, as a society, we've become obsessed, not excessed, but obsessed with externals. Like I've got my phone, I've got my TV, I've got my car, I can distract myself by other people's problems and issues. Why do I need to connect to God for? Who's that? Oh, prayer? Well, that sounds boring. I think I'm just going to focus on the negative and the drama, and I'm just going to ignore the inner parts of me and not work on me. And that's a bad path. That's a bad path to go down. So, first, what you need to do in March is to create a spiritual foundation, a solid spiritual foundation. And I'm not saying you have to believe in unicorns. I'm not saying today you must believe in unicorns, and you must believe in fairies, and you must believe in all of the things in the spiritual realm, and believe, and believe now. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm saying find something that you can believe in, or someone you can believe in, even if it's just yourself, and focus on that. And the rest will follow, right? The rest will follow. So you can take the faith in yourself and use it to, you know, use it to studying things, question things, if something or someone really exists or not. Question things. Look up books that question things. Um, you know, Tune into the divine will, open to higher illumination. Remember who you are. Take action when you are ready. So with Seraphim Saphael, this is a tongue twister, guys. With Seraphim Seraphael, we have tune into the divine will, open to higher illumination. Okay? So tune into God's will. What is God's will? Okay. Subconscious mind. And I'm really enjoying the book because at first I didn't like it because he had all these Bible verses in it. And I was not going to buy it because I'm not really a Bible verse type of person. But I like the way he interprets it. And he basically talks about how our subconscious mind controls a lot of things, but we have to program it with our conscious mind. And he says that our subconscious mind represents the Lord that is talked about in the Bible. Now, that is one system of thought, that is one system of belief. I'm not saying you have to believe that. I'm just saying there are a lot of ways to interpret the divine will. And so we need to open up to higher illumination in March. I don't even know what a seraphim is. A lot of this stuff I don't really understand. And I open these spiritual decks and books, and I don't even understand, you know. But I just think it's interesting. I'm like that student who goes into a calculus class, and I may not understand a word that the teacher's saying, but I think what he's putting on the board looks interesting. So when the seraphim Seraphiel comes to you, he is inviting you to step up your light. Imagine what your life would be like if you opened your heart completely. Then act as if it is fully open. When you do so, Seraphiel will bring you inner peace, happiness, healing, abundance, and love. Expand your heart and receive his illumination. So I'm not saying you have to fake it to make it, Leo. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, if you want certain things in your life, pretend that you already have them. I have a loving family. I have a lot of friends. Pretend that you already have them, and keep working with this energy so that you can get to where you want to be. This card is also a call for you to tune into your higher self and listen to the divine will, then do whatever needs to be done to harmonize with the divine blueprints for your life. When you do this, your life will be enriched beyond your wildest imaginings. All the help you need is pouring into you now. So if you've prayed to God or asked Spirit for help, it's coming. It's pouring into you right now. You are being helped. We also have Archangel Mallory. Remember who you are. Take action when you are ready. Okay, Archangel Mallory. So if you're a strong, independent person, remember that. We need to watch the way we talk to ourselves, okay? I used to say all the time that I was lonely, and when I would say that, it would bring me down. And now I just say, I am thankful for my space, which I am. I am thankful for my space. And it's easy for me to be thankful for my space because lately I've been kind of sick, and usually when we feel sick, we are thankful for our space. But you get my whole point. My whole point is that you need to change the way how you word things to remember who you are. So let us Oh my god, like Leo, I am reminded of that movie, The Lion King. Remember who you are. You are my son and the one true king. Not saying you're a king, Leo, but it was just an interesting movie with that Lion King movie, right? Life had beaten Simba so down, he forgot who he was. So when you receive this card, it indicates that you have a font of ancient wisdom within you. It is time to access this and bring it forward to help yourself and others. You're required to delve deep into your inner being and access long forgotten understandings, symbols, and information. You have earned and learned these on your long soul journey through the universe. So, some of you could be old souls, okay? When you reach the storehouse of your true deep self, you will be amazed as you realize who you truly are. You are also invited to dive into the pool of Christ's light. Bathe in it for yourself and draw energy from it so that you can touch others with love and wisdom for the highest good. This will also enable you to create and activate a new project that awaits you. So, some of you could be working on a new project in March, but in order for you to work on it, you've got to be open to God or God's love, or, if you don't believe in God or in the traditional sense, you need to open up to your subconscious, is what you need to open up to. What does your subconscious want from you? Okay. Um, what does your subconscious want from you? You need to open up to that. If you constantly have dreams about flowers, maybe you should be in a garden working with flowers. What are your dreams about? That'll tell you what you need to work with, okay?